Hello, my friends. It's been so long since I've sat down and talked with you, and I want to give you guys a big summary for New Year's about life in Russia, about how things change if you decide to go to Russia. I want to share with you all of the things that I've learned, so stick around in this video so that you can get my perspective, a Mexican American who lived in Russia and who's planning on moving to Russia in 2024. First of all, you have to understand that the entire time that I was in Russia last time, I was actually on a tourist visa. Now, I had a 3-year multi-entry visa. This means that I can go and stay for 6 months, go out for a day, and I would go back for another 6 months. I did this for a year and a half. Ksenia and I were living in Irkutsk, and then we moved to Sludanka. And basically, I was living as a tourist. All of the videos that you saw me making all over Russia, I was moving around on a tourist passport. Here are some of the most important things you need to learn about traveling to Russia. Russia is the land of common sense. I've made videos about like different rules that they have in Russia. You know, like Russia has the same laws as many other countries. The only difference is that Russia is actually going to enforce those laws. I know that it sounds crazy to believe a country writing laws and then enforcing them. Well, in Russia, that's how it works. Yeah, maybe some of you guys watching who are Russian will say, oh, but it's so corrupt, it's blah, blah, blah. No, listen. Okay, other countries like my country of the United States has a law that says you cannot go illegally into the United States, but there's millions of people going illegally to the United States. My country, where it says that it's illegal to steal cars or own guns if you're a felon, so many rules are broken all the time. In Russia, it's less likely to happen. And by the way, guys, you know how I told you I'm thinking about getting married? Well, I'm currently in Mexico, right? This is one of my nationalities. I have dual citizenship. I'm a Mexican American. I hold citizenship to both those countries. And the reason why I'm in Mexico is because I told you I'm planning on getting married, but I want to get Ksenia Mexican citizenship. So I'm here getting that paperwork ready. But let's talk about more things that you should know about Russia. Everybody's always asking, how do I bring money into Russia? How am I going to be... Blah, blah, blah. It gets crazy, guys. If you're thinking about visiting Russia as a tourist, you shouldn't be thinking about bringing hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're only going to be here for a couple weeks or maybe a month, so you should bring cash money. Now, in Russia, you can actually open up a bank account. Sberbank is very easy to get to. They give you they give you so many options for bank accounts, but if you open up a normal bank account, all you need is your passport, your visa inside your passport, which has your name in Russian, and the paperwork that shows where you're staying, like your registration when you get into Russia. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because imagine you bring $10,000 and you want to keep it safe. Well, a Russian bank is a very good place to keep your dollars. You can open up a dollars account and rubles account and change it whenever you want. This is the best way to use money inside of Russia and bring money in. Cash money and having a Russian bank account. Along with having a bank account, the other more important thing is having your phone connected. Now, there are many different types of cell phone connecting lines in Russia, like companies that will connect your phone, but you also, again, do need your passport, your visa, and your registration. This kind of stuff gets you access to so many things in Russia, and you wouldn't even believe you're basically a Russian citizen, like technically in a way, because you have a Russian bank account, you have a Russian connected cell phone, and you can just go around doing whatever you want as long as you follow the rules. The land of common sense, remember that. Always follow the rules. Another thing that I truly wish that a lot of foreigners would understand is that you're not going to impress anybody by being a loudmouth Westerner. It's just not going to work. I'm used to being loud as a Mexican, like being happy and singing and stuff, but that's totally different than what some of these Westerners do when they get drunk and they're just screaming and being loud and stuff like that. Obviously, if you're in some sort of party with amongst Russians and they're being loud, you can join in that mood, in that vibe. But if you're just sticking to yourself as foreigners, you're going to annoy some of the native Russians. And believe me, I have seen Russians put the smackdown on some foreigners, like putting them in their place for being absolutely obnoxious. Even I have taken place in that. Like, I had an American come visit in Irkutsk, and he was being way too loud, making way too many weird noises, and the Russian people were like looking at him strange. And I told them, hey, this is Russia, man. This is Russia. This is not like your little Hollywood Walk of Fame where you can act like a little goofy person. You need to act like a real man when you're in Russia. And another thing, he was wearing really short shorts where his testicles were almost hanging out of his shorts. This is not normal in Russia, and I'm surprised that they didn't beat his ass. They didn't beat him up, sorry, while he was doing this. It's ridiculous. Act like a normal human being if you're going to visit Russia. Do not be loud and be respectful, especially towards the kids. Have a little bit of manners and dress appropriately. Some of you guys who are watching are probably thinking that like I'm like a little bit brainwashed, maybe I'm going over the top, but trust me, Russia is not the place to come test your culture. Russia is the place to come and embrace their culture. This land is absolutely old. Their history is fascinating. And to be honest, if you're coming from America, this place existed hundreds of years before America was even a thought. So you have to act respectful. I really realized after 1 year and a half of living in Russia that, you know, they are really, really kind. And very accepting. It was a bumpy ride in the beginning because of the conflict in Ukraine when I mentioned that I was American, but you know, no matter where you're from, they actually don't care and have like less stress than I would say a Westerner would have. The Russian people are absolutely open to other cultures. They're always fascinated with me speaking Spanish or English and talking about Mexico or speaking about like what I've done in the past in the military. These people are open to conversation, and I truly appreciate that. After 1 year and a half of living in Russia, I felt like I was part of their community whenever I landed into a new city. And yeah, it kind of haunts me that Ksenia has a very good English level because she's always speaking English and I haven't really learned enough Russian, which that is something I want to talk about. When and if you come to Russia for a long time, do not make the same mistake I did. You know, my partner, my fiance, she's definitely very good at English, so she feels comfortable speaking with me in English. I've tried to learn Russian from friends or whenever I'm going fishing and stuff like that, because actually the primary language for me and Ksenia is English. And if I can give you a piece of advice, if you have a Russian girlfriend or a wife or a fiance or a friend, ask them to speak Russian to you. Do not be like me. Do not be like me. I have spent way too long in Russia and I haven't had a proper teacher. If you can afford a teacher, go look for one. I mean, right now, I can't wait to get back to Moscow to actually look for a real Russian teacher. And if you are in the position where you can actually do that right now, start doing it. The Russian people will take you in way better than they have me because I don't speak any Russian. And sometimes they actually harass me. They say, hey, you've been in Russia for almost 2 years. Why haven't you learned how to speak Russian? And my excuse is, it's actually very hard. And I already speak two languages and a half. Like my German is completely gone because I've replaced the German words that I did know into Russian. Russia is a place of so many freedoms. I want to show you some of my favorite moments in Russia, from like riding on a tank or going out camping, you know, spending some time with my friends out in the wilderness, seeing some parts of Moscow. I'm just going to roll you some clips of some of my favorite parts of different videos. Those memories that I made were all done under a tourist visa, and I recorded them, for the YouTube channel, but also it's for myself so I can look back and see the things that I've accomplished, the things that I've done. Everything that I've done, you can certainly do yourself. Do not think that it's limited only to me. You can come tomorrow to Russia and completely do everything that you saw on those video clips. You can meet the same people, you can make the same things happen. I truly believe that our community is only growing. I've met so many people online who want to come visit Russia. I've helped some people get the visa, and you know what? I can't wait to meet so many new friends next year in 2024. With 2024 fastly approaching, perhaps in a few hours after this you see this video, I want to let you know that I will be making videos like the old days. I was so nervous about making videos from outside of Russia that I started re-uploading videos, and I was actually very depressed because I don't have Ksenia with me. But I promise you that I will be doing some walkthroughs in Guadalajara, Jalisco, and showing you what Mexico looks like. I still have so many things to learn about living in Russia. After I get married and start my residency stuff, it's gonna be more videos for you guys to watch in case you're basically curious about getting married to a Russian or moving to Russia and obtaining residency. So please do stick around with the channel. I know that I'm going through like a patch of no videos about Russian content, but I promise you it's gonna change because I am truly planning on moving to Russia for the first time, not as a tourist, but actually moving to Russia in March of 2024 and starting my new life with my Russian wife. Before the end of this video, I want to make it very clear that you should not come to Russia if you've never came before and you're planning on moving to Russia. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're never been a tourist in Russia, don't even think about coming to Russia. I think that it would be unjust for yourself and for the country itself if you think that Russia is some sort of dreamland, like a land of like the Russian dream. I've talked about this before. There's no such thing as a Russian dream. There's a such thing as a Russian soul. And if you don't have that, there's no way you're going to survive or thrive in that society. And that's a video that I'm going to make in the future explaining the Russian soul versus the American dream thing. There's no such thing as a Russian dream, right? There's a Russian soul. I'm really curious to know, guys, the channel has been slowing down probably because I stopped making videos outside. Maybe I left Russia. Let me know what you want to see. I'm open to making videos, like I said, here in Mexico, but I can also sit down and answer some of the most frequently asked questions like I do on lives, but I think it would be probably better to condense everything into small videos like this. And either way, I'm just really happy to know that the channel is actually still growing, and I have many plans for next year because next year I plan on being in Moscow for a few months. That was the summary of the things that I've learned since I moved to Russia, or since I lived in Russia, and the plans that I have going forward on moving to Russia. You saw some of my favorite clips from the entire 1-year anniversary of this channel, which coincides with December 28th, which is basically almost New Year. So every new year would be a new year for the channel. Thank you so much for supporting. Please do spread this channel, maybe share some of my videos, and let's continue to get this community growing. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye. Next week, Ksenia is going on the live show on Saturday, by the way, and I will be trying to do some more videos in Guadalajara, and I will be bringing Luz back and all of these things that you guys like. Bye.